everyone, Casey Franchini here with Brick by Brick Wealth, and we are here at Michael Zuber's One Rental at a Time 50K celebration in Las Vegas. It's been off the hook. It's been really exciting. We've had some really great speakers, and I pulled someone off the floor who I've never met today, who started their real estate journey just a few years ago. He's killing it, and I want you guys all to hear all about him. This is Basilio from Orlando, Florida, and we're going to get into his journey today and how he BRRRR'd properties and took equity from his first property to do that. So amazing. I'm so excited. So tell us, so you live in Orlando. What do you do for work? And what was kind of your why? Like, what made you want to get into buying real estate?
Well, thank you, Casey, first of all, for giving me the opportunity to interview with you. I started actually in 2010 buying my first primary residence in Miami, Florida. Took me about 8 years after 2010 to then eventually decide to buy my first rental in Orlando, Florida. I always was interested in real estate, but it took me a while to take that first step to buy the first rental. Then eventually I moved to Orlando in 2019, and actually the property in Miami became the rental. But it's been a long journey, and I'm really excited to share the story with all of you.
So how many properties do you have now that you've BRRRR'd?
Right now I have 8 doors in total.
Oh my gosh. So some of them are multifamily then, because you said doors.
My last property is actually a duplex.
It's a duplex.
First
Okay.
multifamily.
So that's a lot of properties in just a few short years. Where did you get all the funds to buy these properties and fix them up?
So the first property that I bought in Miami, that has appreciated a lot. So I did a cash out refi on that property, and I basically, with that money, used that to buy the next property. And then I started doing BRRRRs and recycling the money from there.
Awesome. So how much money did you get? So you said you did you told me earlier, you did a cash out refi on your primary when you moved. How much money did you get out of that to start your journey?
It was about like 100K,
Okay.
100,000. Yeah.
And so did you buy your first property on market, off market?
It was on market, yeah, MLS, yeah.
Okay. And did you go, what kind of financing methods did you use?
Just a conventional 30-year fix.
Okay, so you found a realtor, you bought a property on the MLS, you put 25% down.
Right.
What type of shape was this house in?
It was in, I would say, in fairly good condition. I had to put about $15,000, $20,000 in the property, but most of the stuff was really cosmetic, even though I ended up spending more money than what I originally was planning for. But for the most part, it was in livable condition, really.
Yeah. So are you married?
Yes, I am.
You're married. So was your wife on board with you cash out refining $100,000 and hey babe, we're gonna basically flip and BRRRR all these properties?
At the beginning, we had some disagreements. I mean, I'm the risk taker in the family.
Okay.
But after I took the first step and bought the first property, then we started building that confidence that we were on the right track to make this dream come true.
How were you able to build that confidence?
By showing her, all the stuff that I was doing on the side, to research, learning, connecting with other people that have gone through that journey already.
Okay.
To kind of have already a path that I will follow to start investing.
So a lot of people, especially new investors, they fail miserably at the BRRRR method. They lose a lot of their money, they quit. Now you're like, I did it. So what type of numbers did you run, or any special tips you could give if people are like, hey, I'm gonna do BRRRR for the first time, my wife or my spouse is not on board, I have to make sure I get it right. What would you say to them?
I would say just learn how to run the numbers. Today with social media and all the content online, courses from different mentors, you can learn a lot of different strategies on how to buy properties. I would say BRRRR is definitely not the best strategy for new investors because it is a advanced strategy for investing. But I would say even Michael Zuber's course, Bigger Pockets have a lot of resources as well that I use initially to learn how to do BRRRRs. And that's how I actually started. So I would recommend people to just do the research online and take this step. You will never feel 100% confident, but taking action is what, and eventually, you accomplish what you're trying to do,
I'm all about taking action. I feel like you can learn all day long. You can spend years learning and never take any action. I try and pull those people out of the woodworks. Stop learning. Learning's great, but do more than just learn. Take some action. So one thing that scares people about the BRRRR method is, what if interest rates change while I'm doing my rehab? What if they go up? What if the market crashes? what if my ARV is wrong, and I can't get all my money back out of the property? What would your answers be to that? What were you telling yourself, or how were you going about making sure that that didn't happen to you?
Yeah, what I would say is that I always try to have like a plan B or a contingency
Okay.
plan for any investment I do. Um, and I would say negotiate the price and the terms at the beginning so you know that you are prepared for a worst case scenario. So if something were to change, including the lending terms, right, you do have a plan on how you're going to be able to mitigate any potential downsides with cash flow or anything because of the amount of expenses that you're going to have
Were
with the
you
loan.
were you buying these properties at market value? Was there any competition at the time?
I was actually buying after that first property that I bought in Orlando. I started buying actually in Jacksonville. So most of my properties
Okay.
are actually in Jacksonville, Florida. A lot of competition, yeah. I mean, I started investing in a year where there was a lot of people buying properties. Luckily, I started connecting with other investors and wholesalers in the market, and that's what got me to get to these deals. Where I was able to buy off-market properties at 60, 70% loan to value, or sometimes even 50% loan
And
to
these
value.
off-market properties, are you having to pay cash for them, or are you able to get loans?
I was actually paying in cash because I had money
Yeah, you
that
have
I got
money.
from the cash out refis from the other properties. Yeah.
Okay, so the way you bird your subsequent properties was using all cash to
Hmm.
buy more highly distressed properties off market.
Right.
And now you're the guru at analyzing, and you know your ARV, and you know your market, and you know it will rent. And your wife's like, was she still on board? Babe,
Yeah.
we're gonna buy these properties all cash. I know what it looks like, but it's gonna work out, I promise.
Yeah, she knows that this is a long-term game for us. We're
Okay.
not flipping, for example, or doing any other short-term investing strategy. So she knows that at the end of the day, long-term, we're gonna come out ahead and things are gonna be okay, right? So
Perfect.
I always try to communicate that and reinforce that to her, and she has seen already the progress that we have made so far. So she's on board now, 100% on board.
So what type of cash flow are you guys getting on these burrs?
So initially, I mean, I tried to aim at least for 200, 250 per door.
Is that net or gross?
Net.
Net.
This is
Perfect.
after all expenses.
Perfect.
Lately, we have been getting less cash flow due to the increase in insurance in Florida. But now my wife, because she's on board with real estate, she's actually actively helping me with insurance,
Nice.
kind of like lowering, actually increasing the deductible on the policies, which is actually helping us now reduce our expenses because now the premiums for insurance are lower.
What are you guys putting for deductible now?
She's the one actually that will know
You don't
those
know?
details. I don't really know those details. I don't even have time to actually work on
Check
that.
that
So,
out.
so she has been the one really
Nice.
helping, and I'm glad she's now actively working on the business as well. Because now it almost feels like it's part of what she does,
Yeah.
and it belongs to her. Now,
Yeah.
since now she's actively working on it.
So from 2019 till 2023, when doing these burrs, we've got market going up, values going up. So
Right.
were there any moments where you're like, oh my God, I messed up, but I'm so glad that our property appreciated by the time that I bought it and the time that I did my cash out refi?
Yeah, I mean, there was one property that I actually bought that I pretty much bought it at the market price. Um, and I had to put too much money into the property to rehab the property. I would consider that a mistake. I haven't sold the property, but what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna refinance right now. Eventually, when we get to a market where we have lower interest rates, I'm gonna probably just do a cash out refi or just at least lower the rates. Those are mistakes that I made, and I realized that you learn through your mistakes. So that's just at the end of the day growth,
Yep.
learning from those
Everybody makes
mistakes.
mistakes. I don't care like
So
how amazing you are. Even I'm sure Grant Cardone makes mistakes. So,
yeah.
okay. So Basilio, we're in a market now. Now I know markets are different across the country. Is your rental market that you're buying in now? How are the prices? Are they going up or are they going down?
They've been going up. Right now, I'm trying to diversify my portfolio to other markets. Near Orlando, I have areas like Winter Haven, Lakeland that are having a lot of growth. So I'm actually focusing on small multifamily, 2 to 4 units in those areas. Since I live very close to those areas, I can even probably do some of the self-management instead of hiring property management,
Nice. Yeah, that
which is
definitely
another
helps.
way to mitigate
Yeah.
the expenses, right, and the lack of cash flow.
It does help
I
increase
know.
your cash flow. We self-manage. It is some work, but
Yeah,
it's definitely worth
yeah.
it because I get to pick my own tenants and I get to have a high quality, like high standards. So We have very little turnover and repairs in between, but it does take my efforts to self-manage. So what are your plans moving forward? So do you have big goals?
Yeah.
Okay, tell us.
Basically, the main goal why I started investing in real estate is because I want to replace my W-2 job with real estate. So I have a 5-year plan to get to 50 doors within
my
the next
gosh.
5 years. And one of the things that I'm going to be focusing on moving forward is to buy small multifamily so I can scale up quicker and get to the amount of doors that I'm aiming at
And
for
by
the next
that,
5
you're
years.
going to use your cash to buy distressed properties, or do you think you're going to have to use some conventional financing?
I'm gonna use my cash, conventional financing as well, and then to raise capital, I'm planning to learn about private lending and also even doing some creative financing. If the opportunity comes,
There's a lot
we'll
of
do
private
some.
money
Yeah,
guys floating around this 50K celebration, so make sure
yeah. Looking
you.
forward to meet them. You know,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Looking
know when
forward.
I'll introduce you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Basilio, where can people find you? If they want to follow your journey or see where you're up to, where can people find you?
Instagram, Cyber Investor Florida. Again, Cyber Investor Florida in Instagram. You can
Because you're
find me
in
there. Yeah.
cyber IT.
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
So.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching this. You can find him at Cyber Investing Florida on Instagram. You can follow me at Brick by Brick Wealth. And be sure to follow Michael. Give him some likes and thumbs up. He's been putting so much work into this event. It's been amazing. We're going to get so many amazing videos. So make sure to support his channel. And thank you very much.